Skol Nation, stop right now. US Bank Stadium just erupted with breaking news, and one major move is already official: $5.5 million. A brutal running back battle has completely shifted the backfield hierarchy. Kyler Murray officially locked down the starting quarterback role, and a brand new running back signing just sent shockwaves through the roster. Insiders warned us last night, and here's your first payoff. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason are officially listed as co-starters on the initial depth chart. If you skol louder than you breathe and want to see the Packers fall, hit like and subscribe right now. We start with the backfield warfare that has Minneapolis shaking. Stay locked, there's a double cliffhanger at the end. A storm is gathering over the backfield in Minnesota, and the coaching staff just delivered a cold, hard dose of reality that nobody saw coming before the preseason opener against the New York Giants. Whispers inside the facility turned into real footsteps, and the name shaking up the entire offensive structure is Jordan Mason. Head coach Kevin O'Connell released the team's initial unofficial depth chart, and while 31-year-old veteran Aaron Jones appears first, a massive OR sits directly between his name and Mason's. This is a drastic shift from last year's hierarchy. Jones is heading into his 10th NFL season with over 1,500 career carries and 350 receptions. That heavy mileage is forcing Minnesota to rethink its ground game. Operating on an expiring one-year deal worth $5.5 million, Jones started all 12 games he appeared in last season. But 27-year-old Jordan Mason, who stepped in during Jones's 5-game absence, posted 758 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns on 159 carries. Jones managed 548 yards and 2 scores on 132 attempts. The coaching staff respects Jones's veteran leadership and receiving skills, but they desperately crave Mason's violent, physical running style from the very first snap. According to The Athletic's Alec Lewis on August 10th, Mason reported to training camp in phenomenal shape, displaying explosive burst and vision that perfectly fit O'Connell's overhauled run schemes. Lewis also pointed out that depth players like Scott and 6th-round draft pick Claiborne are fighting for roster spots, making this backfield competition tighter than ever. The internal debate among the front office is whether Jones can handle another heavy workload without breaking down before December. Mason brings a younger, fresher set of legs that can wear down physical defenses in the third and fourth quarters, which is precisely what O'Connell needs to balance the passing attack. Having 2 distinct runners with different skill sets gives Minnesota a tactical advantage, but it also creates uncertainty about who will get the crucial red zone touches. When you examine the tape from last season, the contrast becomes staggering. Jones was effective in space, averaging over 4 yards per catch out of the backfield, but when the team needed 2 yards on third and short, defenses were stacking the box and holding him to minimal gains. Mason, on the other hand, generated over 3.2 yards after contact per carry, pushing piles and forcing defensive coordinators to bring down safeties into the box. That physical difference alters how Kevin O'Connell scripts his opening 20 play calls. If defenses have to respect a hard-nosed inside zone runner from the jump, it opens up play-action passing windows for wide receivers downfield. Front office insiders suggest that O'Connell wants to protect Jones's health for a potential late-season playoff push, treating Mason as the hammer and Jones as the tactical weapon. However, Jones has spent his entire career proving doubters wrong, starting back in his Packers days when he consistently outperformed his draft slot. Coming off a season where he missed 5 weeks due to lower body strains, Jones knows that losing the primary starter title could severely impact his market value when he hits free agency next spring. Contract incentives and playing time bonuses are tied directly to snap counts, adding an intense personal dynamic to this roster battle. Meanwhile, young running backs Xavier Scott and rookie Claiborne are taking full advantage of the competitive environment, soaking up third-string reps and pushing the starters in every single conditioning test. Will Aaron Jones retain his dominant workload, or is Jordan Mason about to take over as the primary bell cow back in Minnesota? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. If you believe this two-headed monster will terrorize the NFC North, smash that like button immediately. The battle begins Saturday against the Giants, but while the backfield is in a dead heat, the quarterback battle just came to a sudden and dramatic end. The quarterback vault in Minnesota has officially been locked, and the decision made by the front office sent shockwaves straight through Egan. ESPN's Adam Schefter broke the news on Tuesday, revealing that Kevin O'Connell ended the position battle early by naming Kyler Murray as the official QB1. This decision completely crushed JJ McCarthy's hopes of taking the starting job for Week 1. Murray's commanding training camp performances made it obvious that the job was his to lose, leaving McCarthy in a very uncertain situation. But the real twist in this quarterback saga involves another name entirely: Max Brosmer. The undrafted free agent out of Minnesota had a rocky rookie year. including a brutal Week 13 performance against Seattle where he went 19 for 30 with 126 yards and 4 interceptions in a 26-0 loss. However, with Murray locked in as QB1, veteran Carson Wentz, a former MVP finalist with 99 career starts and a Super Bowl ring, is quietly seizing the QB2 spot thanks to solid camp mechanics. If Wentz becomes the primary backup, keeping former first-rounder J.J. McCarthy as a third stringer would create an immense media distraction. Industry reports indicate that trading McCarthy could create $2.7 million in cap savings this year, despite dead cap hits of $3.1 million in 2026 and 2027. If McCarthy is traded, 25-year-old Max Brosmer suddenly becomes the primary candidate for the QB3 spot, giving him a real future in O'Connell's system at a cheap cap hit of just over $1 million. The organizational shift suggests the front office prioritizes immediate stability under Murray over a long, drawn-out developmental process for McCarthy. Wentz provides experienced insurance in case Murray suffers an injury, while Brosmer represents a low-cost, high-upside developmental asset who already knows the local environment and playbook. Analysts believe O'Connell values Wentz's veteran presence in the film room to help Murray master the offense quickly. Meanwhile, rival teams in need of quarterback depth are already making inquiries about McCarthy's availability, knowing Minnesota might be eager to clear cap space before the final roster cuts. The choice to lean into Kyler Murray as the focal point of the offense signals a complete tactical transformation for the Vikings. Murray brings an elite mobility factor that O'Connell has never truly possessed in Minnesota, forcing opposing defensive coordinators to allocate a dedicated spy on almost every passing down. During red zone drills in camp, Murray showed instant chemistry with Justin Jefferson, extending plays out of structure and making off-platform throws that left cornerbacks completely helpless. But the fallout in the quarterback room extends far beyond Murray's individual brilliance. For J.J., McCarthy being relegated to a secondary role after being chosen 10th overall represents a massive mental hurdle. After missing significant time due to injuries in 2025, McCarthy needed a strong summer to validate the franchise's long-term investment. Instead, Murray's arrival and Wentz's quiet competence have backed McCarthy into a corner where his best path to playing time might be in a different uniform altogether. Scouting departments around the league are dissecting his preseason tape to evaluate whether his accuracy issues stem from footwork or decision-making. Trading a high draft pick so early in his contract is a bold maneuver, but general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has proven he is not afraid to cut losses if a better path presents itself. Max Brosmer, meanwhile, has been quietly grinding in second-team reps, displaying noticeable improvements in post-snap processing and arm strength compared to his rookie outings. Do you think trading McCarthy and keeping Wentz and Brosmer behind Murray is the smartest move for the franchise? Leave your thoughts down below. But just as the quarterback room settled, the front office pulled off another fast-paced transaction that completely resets the depth chart. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is not standing still, and the front office just executed a swift double move in the backfield. On Wednesday, the Minnesota Vikings officially signed running back Jermar Jefferson and waived running back Jordan Mims in a corresponding roster move. Insider reports from Jonathan Comeau at NFL Trade Rumors confirmed that Jefferson earned his contract after impressing the coaching staff during a private workout earlier in the week. The 26-year-old tailback was originally a 6th-round pick by the Detroit Lions back in 2021. Signing a 4-year, $3.6 million rookie deal. After stints on Detroit's practice squad and a brief stop with the Arizona Cardinals in 2025 where he saw action in 2 games, Jefferson brings speed, fresh legs, and division familiarity to Minnesota's roster. By waiving Jordan Mims, the Vikings are making it clear that every single spot in the running back room must be earned through pure production. With Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason locked in a co-starter duel at the top, Jefferson enters a fierce battle with Scott and rookie Claiborne for the remaining roster spots. O'Connell is building an offense centered on speed, ball security, and relentless physical depth. Jefferson has a golden opportunity during the upcoming exhibition games to prove he belongs on the final 53-man roster. Bringing in a player with previous divisional experience gives Minnesota additional insight into opponent tendencies, while adding urgency to the lower end of the depth chart. Mims failed to separate himself during early camp drills, forcing the front office to seek higher upside options before the exhibition schedule kicks off. Jefferson's ability to play on special teams could be the deciding factor that secures his position over other bubble candidates like Scott or Claiborne. Coaches want to see how Jefferson handles pass-blocking assignments against live pass rushers during preseason snaps, as pass protection is non-negotiable in O'Connell's system. The acquisition of Jefferson highlights a broader trend in Minnesota's roster construction, building deep, durable units capable of absorbing injuries without losing operational efficiency. In recent seasons, depth issues at skill positions exposed the offense whenever starters missed time, leading to predictable play calling and turnover spikes. Jefferson brings a low center of gravity running style, combining decisive north-south cuts with solid hands out of the backfield. During his private workout in Eagan, scouts noted his improved lateral agility and burst through contact, proving that his time away from full-game action allowed him to fully recover from prior nagging injuries. Furthermore, having spent time inside Detroit's system, Jefferson understands the physical demands of NFC North football, where late-season games in freezing temperatures demand backs who can grind out tough yards inside the tackles. Jordan Mims's departure serves as a stark warning to everyone at the bottom of the depth chart. In O'Connell's meetings, ball security is treated as a non-negotiable metric. A single fumble in team drills can instantly destroy a young back's standing with the staff. Jefferson knows this is likely his last realistic opportunity to establish a permanent home on an NFL active roster. If he excels on kickoff coverage and demonstrates flawless execution in blitz pickup during Saturday's game against the Giants, he could leapfrog other bubble players and secure a spot on the final 53. How many running backs should the Vikings carry into the regular season? Tell me in the comments and hit that subscribe button if you trust O'Connell's vision. Now let's tie all this chaos together because the entire season rests on what happens next. 3 massive headlines, 1 clear message: Minnesota is gearing up for an all-out war in the NFC North. By creating a co-starter backfield with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, locking in Kyler Murray as the unquestioned quarterback leader, and adding dynamic depth with Jermar Jefferson, the front office has built a versatile and dangerous offensive machine. The North no longer runs through Green Bay or Detroit. It runs right through US Bank Stadium. If O'Connell's overhauled run concepts click and Murray commands this offense, Minnesota is a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The combination of veteran leadership, explosive young talent, and aggressive front office management shows that the Vikings are in win-now mode. First, I need you to smash that like button if you believe the Vikings will dominate the division. Second, drop a comment with your exact record prediction for this season. Third, subscribe right now to keep Skol Nation stronger than ever. But listen closely, a massive cliffhanger remains. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason are co-starters for now, but sources hint that whoever takes the first snap against the Giants on Saturday could hold the starting job permanently. Meanwhile, rumors are swirling out of Green Bay that the Packers are closely monitoring J.J. McCarthy's situation, ready to pounce if the Vikings place him on the trade block. Will Minnesota trade their former first-rounder to a rival, or will Mason steal the RB1 crown? Stay locked, Skol Nation. The battle has just begun.